Hi everyone, it's Tracy Matthews here, Flourish and Thrive Academy, and I'm here with my good friend Laura Garnett, who is from Garnett Consulting. She's a business matchmaker and she helps people find their zone of genius. Laura, thank you so much for being here with me today, and I'm so excited to talk to you because we are literally Skyping from across the world. She's in Bucharest right now.
So, Woo, thank you.
Yay, thanks for being here. Yay. I'm so excited to have you involved in the program, number one. And I'm so excited that you're doing this little interview with us today. So it's perfect.
Absolutely. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. So tell me a little bit about what you do and why you're doing it and what is the zone of genius.
Absolutely. So I call myself a branding specialist, but I'm doing what I'm doing because I have a calling and I'm on a mission for everyone to understand their innate talents and use that to create the success they want. And it was through this mission that I discovered that the zone of genius is the best way to get clear on that innate talent. It's a great starting point. And some people have heard of it before and others haven't, but I define the zone of genius as your innate talent plus your greatest passion.
Ooh, I love that. Yeah. Your innate talent plus your greatest passion.
Yeah, and I found that it's the closest, the purest form way of understanding what it is to do best.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's great. So how is Zone of Genius related to your brand?
Well, the zone of genius is, so basically the innate talent plus the greatest passion. I want to kind of define the innate talent.
Yeah, let's do that.
Understand. It can be a little confusing. So your innate talent is something you're naturally good at, but it's also the approach that you take what you do, the approach that you take to what you do. So it's a much deeper level of specificity than what we generally use in conversation. So for example, I mean, I know you're all about jewelry designers.
Yeah.
Your jewelry designer is clear that their passion is jewelry and that they know they're a great designer.
Right.
But your innate talent is your approach to jewelry design that's specific to you. So
yes. Okay.
And that is why I use it as a starting point for branding, because how you approach what you do is the experience of yourself, and a brand is an experience. So I have found that it is a direct correlation and an amazing way to easily create a really standout, interesting brand. And it's also you. So
I love it. I love that. So, so Zone of Genius is related to your brand because it helps you pull out your innate talents and helps you kind of show that to the world, right?
Well, and use it. Brand is an experience. So if you think about, what is the experience that you're providing for your customers, you really need to know what is the experience of you.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, we can't experience ourselves, which is why, getting support in this is such another important variable to the process.
That's why they need someone else to help pull them out. I love this work because I've been working on it a lot with my brand, because I'm going through a personal rebrand right now and trying to find out like what my innate talents are. And it's a really fun process to get like really deep to figure out like where you are, what you are really good at, because it's beyond just making jewelry, like you said. It's like that's the passion. But, I decided a couple years ago that I no longer want to design collections. I just want to design custom work. So it's a very different process. And some people are really brilliant at designing collections, and that's like where they should be, So it's great to hear how you're kind of pulling that and connecting the dots for people. So so I have another question for you. What are some of the key benefits to your process, and what is the risk of not doing this?
Well, I always say, the benefits are pretty cut and dry. You stand out.
Yeah.
After doing this process, because it's you, what differentiates you, and the best part is that it doesn't change.
Yeah.
So you don't waste the time not knowing how to market yourself. And I also think too, I know, it's it's also a feeling. You feel like you finally understand yourself and you can speak very clearly to others about what it is you do best. And, the thing is that, I think the risk of not knowing this is that, obviously you easily become very generic.
Right.
You also become unsure of who your ideal client is because you're not really sure what the experience is you're creating. So how can you be sure about the person that's going to respond to it? And I also think even more so is that when you don't do the work to clarify yourself and get clear on what you do, you run the risk of your competition doing it for you. And that no one wants that. So
no one wants that.
Especially you can imagine at a trade show for jewelry, 3 tables down, you're like, oh, that girl's the one that does this, this, and this.
Right.
Because they're not really experiencing it. They're just trying to label you. And that's more easily done when you haven't been clear about what it is you're doing and what differentiates you.
That is so true. And I feel like, especially as jewelry designers, there are a lot of designers out there, and I think the successful ones are really clear on who their customers are, what their zone of genius is, and they're really focused, and they're not all over the place. And I think that is something, when you're creative and you love making jewelry, it's really easy. And I'm totally a culprit in this. It's really easy to be all over the board rather than focused, and when you focus, you get the best results in the end. And those are the most successful people are like that, right? Wouldn't you say that?
Focus is everything. And I'm the first one to admit that focus is challenging for me, which is one of the reasons I'm so passionate about what I do, because once I discovered my zone of genius, it was like a huge weight off my shoulders, and I didn't have to sit and rethink what I was doing every 3 months, which is so easy to do.
I know.
When you're on your own to get that lack of focus. So absolutely.
I just love it more than anything that you call yourself a business matchmaker, because how cool is that? Everyone needs a business matchmaker.
I totally agree. Absolutely.
Oh my God, Laura, thank you so much for being here with us today. And I'm so excited for everyone to watch you on camera. And I'm so excited for you to do your whole branding presentation and Zone of Genius presentation for our program that's starting in a week.
Absolutely. I cannot wait.
I can't wait.
5 keys to personal branding. It'll be great.
The 5 keys to personal branding. So exciting. So if you want to learn more about Laura, you're going to find her on her website. She offers some really great services if you're kind of unclear on who your customer is, what your zone of genius is, and how to get really clear so that you can move forward with a lot of focus and clarity in your brand. And her website is lauragarnett.com, and I'll post the link underneath so you'll have easy access. Oh, girl, thank you so much for being here with me all the way from Bucharest. You are
it was a long
so
trip
rad.
to get
I know. Oh, yes, and Laura is also, I'm just going to give you a little plug, even though we weren't talking about this. She is doing a TEDx talk. Is it next week? When are you doing that talk?
It's October 20th in Norwalk, Connecticut. It's the TEDx Mill River. So if anyone is interested in coming to that, you can just go to my Facebook page, and I'm advertising the link to get tickets there as well. So.
Oh my God, that is so rad. Can't wait. I'm going to come out, I think.
You should come. I know. It's a great, and actually the talk is a good follow-up from the 5 keys to personal branding.
Perfect. So. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Laura. And it's an honor to have you here.
Oh, thank you. All right.
All right. Bye.